So they found a 14,000-year-old piece of bread in Jordan. It still probably tastes better than anything I could make now. Welcome to the SlapDuck podcast. I'm your host, Sully and I'm joined by my usual guest,
Luka Sheehan.
And special guest,
Amy Betts. Hello.
And so we're going to be discussing all things about bread and the various types of bread and what's the best way to cut your loaf of bread.
Oh, we're not talking about bread the entire show.
You say that, but we probably could. It's
It's
better than sliced bread. That's the best review we've had for the show.
Is that your mum reviewing us?
No, my mum would never say anything that nice to me, to be honest. But yeah, so they found a 14,000-year-old piece of bread in Jordan. And why is the bread still there?
Someone didn't eat it. That's got to be the easiest.
I mean,
solution
it makes
to it, right?
it makes
No one
sense.
ate
There's too many carbs in bread.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
someone went like, was it paleo, where you don't eat carbs and you just eat like meat and veg?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the really old poo they found? Like, you know how you're saying like how many years was that?
14,000.
There's something crazy like that they've found like someone's poo, and it's like the most expensive poo in the world. I'm not even making this up.
Like human.
Like human poo, and it's in a museum somewhere.
Wow.
Like legit, this is a thing.
So I'd totally not go to see a piece of poo in a museum because I could just go home and
It's
see that.
literally going to see shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, but like I watched a short documentary about it, like on Facebook. You know, they do those like 60-second like documentary things, and like they were so careful in the way they were holding it. They had like white gloves on and everything. And it like at one point it fell apart, and that was like a big disaster.
no,
they had
no.
to stick it back together. Like
Wait, they stuck back together the shit.
literally, yes. I'm pretty sure this is what they did.
Did they use more human fecal
Like,
matter?
Maybe the person doing it had to shit and stick it all back together. I don't know.
Oh god, this is disgusting.
Maybe they just held it in place. It was on like a little stand, so maybe it just looks like it's back together. I don't know. I'm not an expert in sticking shit together.
I bet.
I don't know.
Don't know.
I bet.
Interesting to learn. Maybe.
It's an like 3D puzzler, but just it's always shit.
It's shit.
I bet there was some weird scientist that was like, we should like do experiments on this.
We should keep this really old piece of
Yeah,
shit.
there's probably one. He's probably got like a thing for it. And he's like, yeah, we can do tests with it. Or maybe I can try and clone someone from poop.
I think it's just to have it in a case to be like, look, this is the oldest piece of poo existing.
Yeah, it's like the oldest piece of bread, oldest
like
piece of
that's
shit.
somehow impressive. Like they used to shit. Here you go.
That's it. I'm sure they found animal ones that were older.
Yeah,
Like,
probably.
Dinosaur.
But that would be like fossilized by this point, I'd
I
assume.
mean, technically, this is
Yeah.
probably fossilized.
I don't know. Is like 14,000 years or whatever it is enough to fossilize a shit?
I mean,
no idea. These are the
generally,
important questions.
fossils are generally bones and or impressions left from bone type matter, like shells and that. So I mean, I don't know what it's technically called. I'm not a paleontologist. We should get a paleontologist on here.
Let's
Ask
talk
them
about
about-
bones.
We'd talk to them about poop.
About shit and bones.
Yeah, but then also
How much shit did you find left over from the dinosaurs? And he'd probably look at us like idiots.
Yeah,
How many bones are in it?
I mean,
What do you think of like artists? Like there's known artists who make art out of poo. There's one that makes it out of elephant poo.
That's
I love
that's
how
not
classy
art,
this
that's just-
podcast is right now.
Oh, it's-
Straight off with shit.
You know,
can only get better. No, I
that makes me sad inside. Genuinely, I'm like,
someone gets paid to play around with shit.
yeah, basically, like a child does that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it looks really nice, but they're touching poop.
Like I agree. I don't see the appeal, but obviously someone has bought that art from them.
Also,
Someone's also done it with chewing gum as well.
the chewing gum one's just
That's
just disgusting.
I actually think that's pretty cool. The idea of it is disgusting, but the art actually looked really good because they ended up having to make a catalogue of like different types of chewing gum to get the certain colour.
Oh god! So
Yeah.
like, there's a guy just chewing gum.
Yeah,
Like, right, hit the red's ready.
Yeah,
but
pretty
like,
much.
Maybe they like dry it off and like.
Yeah, they wash it.
Get
They
rid
don't.
of-
They don't just
yeah,
like take it straight out of
once
their
it's,
mouth
like,
and
But
So you
smack
can
it on a
clone the
canvas.
artist just by buying it and like.
I'm
shipping off
sure
bits
there's
of saliva.
probably some saliva in there
Mm.
somewhere.
It's not
But
like
he does soak it in water first.
yeah, it's not like the girl from Willy Wonka where they take it out, put it behind their ear, and eats it again.
That's just gross.
I tried to do that as a kid once.
Oh no!
Yeah, I was young. It was a bad idea.
Did you get chewing gum stuck behind your ear?
No, I got my hair stuck in it. It's legit the worst idea. Yeah, I read the book. I was like, that's a really good way to keep your chewing gum. It's really not.
Oh, yuck. It's just all drippy and...
Yeah.
Someone's going to really love we're talking about this on the podcast. Like, genuinely, there's probably someone that's into this.
Like a chewing gum fetish.
I mean, that and, like, poop.
I think that's well documented at this point.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
But also, like, chewing gum.
Right, well, like, so linking those two things together.
Okay, nice.
If you chew too much chewing gum... That's the sentence. If you chew too...
Try again.
If you chew too much chewing gum, doesn't it, like, mess with your stomach
I think that's a lie.
Well, I mean, it's...
So I've heard two different things. I've heard it either makes you more hungry or it makes you feel full, which are complete opposite of each other, and I don't know which one's true. I think it's bad for you because you're chewing, so your body thinks you're expecting, like, loads of food, and then you don't get anything, so your stomach gets, like, ready to receive, like, loads of food.
Give me the food.
But doesn't that then just, like, kick off your digestive system as well? So you got to go and...
I think it just gives you, like, acid reflux and stuff. I don't know. Did you ever hear the, like, tale, like, when you're a kid, if you swallow chewing gum, it stays in your body for 7 years?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's an actual lie.
That's a lie.
But I don't know how long it does stay in your body for.
20 years.
It stays in longer than normal food, right?
Probably.
It's really hard for your body to digest.
It depends how sticky. Like, a Hubba Bubba stays in for a while, but, like, an extra... Like, that's not
maybe
that
it's
well.
not actually the stickiness that's the problem. I think it's the fact that it's made out of just
plastic
and, like, I don't know
Just
what else chewing gum's made out of.
Isn't it just like
just
bottle
crap.
caps?
Just crap.
It's like the caps of bottles are recycled and turned into chewing gum.
I think that's the other way around, isn't it?
Is it the other way around?
Yeah.
I don't think they put bottle caps in
I think
chewing gum. That sounds
that's
dangerous.
They give us some weird stuff.
I think that's ethically, like
it's
not allowed.
All
it's
stuff
recycling.
No, they do it the other way around. I saw on the weekend. I saw one of the new, like, just chewing gum recycling things that blue. I don't know if we have them in London, but I was in Birmingham this weekend. That I saw one. It was really cool.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
that's a
apparently
cool idea.
They're going to turn them into, like, bottles and other plastic type things.
See, our recycling things near me have, like, basically a target in the middle, but you're meant to, like, try and hit your chewing gum on.
No,
it's to try and get people.
No, that's
to, like,
because you live in North London.
I do not live in North London.
You live, like,
East London,
Northeast London,
just straight east.
Still gonna get shot.
Where
you live. Where you live.
I mean, there was a shooting a few years ago where I live, but it's been pretty safe since.
That's what the target's for now.
Actually, no, there was a supposed terrorist attack which just found out there was, like, some guy escaped from a mental asylum, got hands on, like, a knife, but
I know.
And that was a while back. It's safe-ish now.
You're not really selling it, Luka.
I'm
just saying.
I've not got attacked, so
that's what counts.
Yeah, I'm safe.
You watch other people get attacked, but you haven't been attacked, so it's all good.
I mean, that being said, this could be the last episode I'm on. I might go home and get killed, but...
Or if you could not, because you need to edit these.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
don't worry. I do them from the hospital bed.
Yeah, then that's fine. Like, once they're all edited, then
I can
you
can do what you want.
Fine.
Luka, there was something you wanted to tell us about earlier on before we start the show?
Yes. So the Rugrats are getting rebooted. Yeah. Who's like? Why?
The Rugrats already had a reboot. It was
What?
Rugrats all grown up.
Can you call that a reboot? Yeah, I was going to say, you can't really call that a reboot.
I remember the Rugrats being okay as a kid. I've not gone back and watched them now, but I'm assuming it probably doesn't hold up very well. Or am I wrong?
I loved the Rugrats. I can't even say it.
As a kid?
As a kid, yeah. Okay, I haven't watched it as an adult, but it's because I don't want to. I don't want to taint those memories of it being a good show. You know when you have, like, a really good game or show and then you watch it as an adult and you're like, oh, this is shit.
Pokemon's trash.
Like,
I mean, I'm with you on that.
The game or the show?
The show is trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
You're upsetting a lot of people right now.
It's fine. We know Digimon was better.
It was actually.
It was so much better.
I really like Digimon, but I don't feel like you can call that, say Digimon was better than Pokemon.
I think
overall.
I mean, as shows go, not in, like, toys and all that kind of stuff, the games, I preferred the games.
I cannot remember the Digimon show very well, but I do remember making one of the little characters out of blue tack because I had, like, plasticine.
I remember there was, like, a Digimon movie came out. I think it was the first one, and McDonald's had all, like, the different Digimon, like, main characters, but as, like, little spongy, fluffy toys.
That's cute.
Yeah, I mean, that was the last time I went to McDonald's. I ate too much, and I got
You've
all
been
of
to
them,
McDonald's since you were a kid.
It's called a Friday night for you.
I'm sure I've been out with you and we've been to McDonald's.
I've been there. I've not eaten food there.
I find that very hard to believe.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of like fast food in general, so I don't like eat McDonald's.
I mean, I've not been with you guys late enough that he needs something to eat after he's got bevved. But he probably does.
I try not to make it too awkward for the people that I go with, but they was like, let's go to McDonald's. I'm like, I'm okay. Like, yeah, I gotta come along. But no, I literally just sit there while they eat their food.
Then you go to Five Guys instead because it's not fast food.
Exactly. It's just quick food.
Exactly.
Okay.
There is a difference in that. Like, everything I hear from McDonald's, and I don't care about the adverts, where like, it's 100% chicken breast meat. The fact that they have to say chicken breast meat at the end is a bit weird. Like, it's not like an actual chicken breast. They just got a bunch of different pieces of chicken breast meat and smoosh them together.
Makes sense.
It's kind of gross to me.
I mean, talking about the Rugrats, Tommy's dad was a total stoner. Like, I always read his inventing stuff was him smoking a blunt and
I feel like
banging on metal.
Like, he was basically one of the characters from Pineapple Express. He was inventing new joints. He wasn't doing anything else. It was a weird. I remember playing the golfing Rugrats game.
It's a golf game.
There's a golfing Rugrats game.
There's an RPG.
It's real bad.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I never finished it as a kid because you just couldn't finish it. Well, I couldn't finish it. Maybe this
Reptar. Oh wait, no, I've played that.
Yeah, and it's like one of the last kind of like missions is basically a big fucking pit, and if you hit it in there and you miss the hole, that's it. You're done. You can't get through.
That's why you save beforehand.
I didn't have memory cards as a kid.
Oh, that's true. Same.
Yeah. I didn't get a memory card. So I remember buying a PlayStation 2. It was my first console I ever actually purchased with my own money. I saved up as a kid. I went into fucking game at the point. And it was like, hand over, like I had a little bag of coins and like notes in my hand. And I got like the console. And then the guy goes, so do you want a memory card? And this was all the money I had in the world. I was like, I just looked at my dad and it was kind of like, no, sorry. I was like, fuck. So like I had Ratchet & Clank 2 and I had like this console and I played the first level of Ratchet & Clank 2 for about a month straight.
That sounds like something from like a sitcom of like a little kid's like, oh, I don't have enough money. And dad's like, I don't love you enough to give you like a $5 to buy something.
Well, that's the thing. So it wasn't that my parents didn't love me enough. It was that they had already got me a memory card for Christmas, but it was a month away. So I didn't know about this. So I'm just playing the same levels over and over again until I get this. And I'm like, I lose my nut at Christmas. I'm like, this is great. And then I go, can you just give this to me earlier? Yeah.
Did you ever hear the theory about like Rugrats? You know, like people come up with like fan theories and stuff about the one where like, what's the girl's name? Angelica?
The sister.
Yeah, she's like the really horrible older child.
Yeah.
I think there's a theory that basically like all the other kids are her imaginary friends. Like the twins are like miscarriages and she's made up Tommy.
What?
Like this is a fan theory online and it gives Rugrats like a really like a darker.
Is the dog still there?
I imagine the dog's still there, but it's just like the kids, like, and apparently it's all like, there's all these kind of things that they think link and make it out like, this is all her imaginary friends. This is like Angelica's thing and she's quite lonely.
People have too much time.
People do.
Yeah.
Another thing I did read as well, actually, that Tommy, the main character, he is meant to be based off Doctor Who. So, like, the actual writers were saying he's, like, kind of inspired by that.
Okay.
Like, as one of the doctors, and, like, he has his, like, trusty screwdriver and stuff.
Yeah.
They have actually based him off the idea of Doctor Who, which is pretty cool.
No, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Okay, so if they actually do it this reboot, they have to do an episode where, like, they parody Doctor Who then.
Yeah, they should do.
Just acknowledge it.
Like a Dalek.
Maybe like a Dalek. Oh, maybe his sister's like a Dalek or something. He has to, like, get away.
His dad invents something that's basically a Dalek.
Yeah.
Because his dad made robot stuff, didn't he?
Yeah, he made that like little robot dinosaur thing.
Yeah.
Is that in the movie?
Whilst he was high. Yeah, I think he made something. There was that dinosaur dude.
Yeah.
Reptar.
Yes, that sounds.
Wow, you remember
right?
this way more than I do.
Yeah, because the movie, they go to watch Reptar on Ice.
Reptar on Ice.
It's like
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Shrek on Ice, but with the dinosaur instead. Godzilla on Ice is a better
less Smash
analogy.
Mouth. Speaking of like Shrek, why has Smash Mouth all of a sudden become like the biggest fucking thing in the world? Like it wasn't that big when Shrek first came out. Then all of a sudden everyone's listening to that one song.
Because Shrek's a meme now.
Yeah, because it's a massive meme.
Shrek's a meme.
But where does that come from? Does one person just get up one day and go, I'm just going to post this around the internet? And
have you ever heard of a YouTube channel called Silver Gunner?
No.
So basically, my friend loves this. Oh, yeah. I don't understand why, but he loves it. So the channel Silver Gunner, basically they'll take songs from like games and call them high quality game rips, but then they'll remix in other songs into it. Okay. So for months, I'd hear him listening to these songs, and then all of a sudden the Flintstones theme tune would start playing within the song, but in the same like musical notes. And then they started doing it with like All Star, and then there's like long videos of like the lyrics, but then when it says "and it don't stop coming and it don't stop coming," they just repeat that for like 2 minutes straight. It's just become a massive meme, and like the channel's actually really funny, but it's only funny if you like listen to all of their videos because they just put in new memes, and like it'll start out like a song will start off really nice. You're like, oh, this sounds good. This sounds like the actual song. And then it turns into the Flintstones halfway through, and you're like, damn it. That's like a massive thing. So I think it's kind of from things like that. Yeah. It's just grown, and now people like, that's why it's blown up.
Fair enough.
I mean, they don't embrace it though, do they?
Like Smash Mouth?
Yeah.
I think they do.
Oh, okay.
So like, you know the channel Kind of Funny?
Yes.
They did like a Kind of Funny prom thing, and I'm pretty sure they had Smash Mouth there performing All-Star because of this like new thing. I haven't like watched it, but I saw on like their Instagram feed, and it's like, that's insane.
I mean, kudos to them, because like when you got a song and then it blows up from a meme, you might as well embrace it because you're gonna get all the money. They probably get so many royalties from
absolutely tons. I bet they're like
exactly
their royalties probably went from like next to nothing to like through the fucking roof, because it's played everywhere now.
I was going to say, you were saying about the Rugrats reboot. Is it going to be live action?
Well, that's from what I've read, and these are like early sources, it's going to have like an animated component and a live action component to it. So I don't know if it's like two separate series or if it's just like they're testing out at the moment, but yeah,
maybe it's gonna be like the kids like, ooh yeah, look, I'm a real boy, and then he streams about
going back to like the theory, like someone's kind of, this is live action and the animated show is like their psychosis and they're actually not all real.
Maybe
that could get really dark.
I feel like that's kind of heavy for Rugrats, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, like it's something kids are all into. No, but it's not gonna be really dark stuff. Like kids are dumb. They're like, oh look, it's a real boy and that's an animation.
I mean, kids are dumb, but they also, you don't want to scar them too early age.
No, but it's just like they go to bed, so, I'm sleeping, and then they have a dream about
in cartoon
form, about Tommy fighting a Dalek with a screwdriver and Chucky falling over.
Oh, Chucky, I forgot about Chucky.
He's the ginger one, right?
Yeah.
His sister's like Korean.
What?
Yeah, he's got a Korean sister.
I had no idea.
Yeah, man.
Oh, this is actually starting to come back to me.
You should watch the Rugrats movie. Great movie.
I'd rather not. I think there's other movies to watch.
I did love the Rugrats movie.
Yeah? There's the one that was set in like France or Paris.
Yes.
Is this the one where he's like, he has a baby brother? Or is there another? Am I thinking of a different Rugrats movie?
That's a different Rugrats movie where the brother gets kidnapped by monkeys.
Yes, and that's the one where they're in the weird like little dinosaur mobile. That's like the only Rugrats thing I remember really.
Kidnapped by monkeys.
Yeah. The brother gets taken by monkeys, and then Chucky goes and not Chucky, the other one, the bald one, Tommy goes and fights them even with a screwdriver.
Of course he does.
And then he calls his brother a stupid monkey boy and throws him out. I don't know, but like, I don't know why I remember this.
Yeah, I don't know why you remember that specific wording, Sully.
No, wow, no, but like the brother wants to play with the monkeys, and then he's like, "Yeah, we'll go play with the monkeys."
Go.
And he's sad, and then he goes and knifes a monkey with a screwdriver.
Fucking hell.
Does he?
I mean,
I was going to say you're remembering a lot more violent version of Rugrats than I am.
Is this your fanfic version?
It's implied.
Oh, here comes Sully's stands where he's
Rugrats. No, I don't want to see a Rugrats movie.
No, neither do I.
Leave it be.
Yeah, but it's not made for you guys. Like,
it isn't.
They're just gonna.
The show's fine.
On the nostalgia point, it probably is. But
yeah, but it's not gonna be fine if you put that like on TV again now. Like, kids just aren't gonna be.
I suppose it doesn't look as
good. It doesn't look new and shiny.
You'd write that stuff on YouTube now. You wouldn't put it on TV, and then the kids would watch it.
So I think it's fair enough they're gonna do a reboot. Like, that's bound to happen with everything. It's never for us.
Well, that's the thing. Like, so there was so many like shows as a kid. Like, what other shows would you reboot?
Ooh,
from like your childhood? Like,
that's a good question.
Like my favorite ones my favorite show as a kid was it was either like the anime stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, or it was like
Weeb.
or it was like Spider-Man, X-Men, Fantastic Four, like
They already do those.
But the 90s ones, they were done so well. I'd love a reboot of specifically that, like bring back those voice actors, kind of tell some new stories.
Probably
that kind
dead.
of stuff. Maybe.
Probably OD'd on all that Spider-Man money.
I mean, saying that, like the Thundercats people were high on drugs the entire time.
Exactly.
You can hear like all the outtakes that they've like released. Really, really funny, really weird. And they put them to like the animations and stuff, and they're like, "Fuck you!" And they're like, they sign up perfectly with the the
That's brilliant.
Yeah, search for that on YouTube. It's so good.
Amy?
Did you ever watch Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends?
Yes. The one with the blue dude.
Yeah, like I
Square.
really liked that show. Did you ever watch it?
No, I've actually never heard of this.
I actually have rewatched it as an adult and I still really enjoy it. Like, I'm a massive child anyway, let's be honest, but it is a good show and it's just a cute idea of like having an imaginary friend and then when you get too old, like they go and live in this like foster home and other kids can come and like adopt imaginary friends and they're just all these like wacky characters who'd get up to loads of like different things. It was a really cute show.
Have you heard the fan theory of that show?
I think I have.
Where the sister is actually the grandma. Or
Yeah,
is it something
so
like that?
there's an old lady who runs the place and she has a younger granddaughter who like kind of helps run it as well. And they look almost identical, but one's old and one's like young. I've heard that the younger one is the old lady's imaginary friend.
Okay.
So she was like, oh, I wish I could imagine if I was younger, I'd be able to look after all these imaginary friends. And then that's how she creates her granddaughter. Oh. That's the fan. Is that the same fan?
I think that's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
Yeah. I don't feel like that's as dark as the Rugrats one, but like, I think that's kind of cute, but it does change the whole dynamic of the show a little bit.
I mean, it sort of reminds me of, I think it's a Spanish movie called The Orphanage, where like, it's a horror movie. It's an amazing movie. And like this woman kind of buys a house, which is like an orphanage that she grew up in, and it's kind of haunted. And you find out like these kind of like ghost children just kind of want her to look after them again.
Oh,
there's way more to it. I don't want to like spoil it because it's a fucking brilliant movie. It sounds a bit like this weird fan theory.
Well, I guess maybe like the show doesn't. The show doesn't come across like that at all. She's just like someone who's helping out her nan. You know, helping run the business kind of thing, looking after these imaginary friends.
Okay,
but that was a good show. If that could be like maybe not necessarily rebooted, but continued, I would like more.
The animation holds up.
Yeah, like it was a really pretty show as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Sort of 2D.
Yeah, Cartoon Network, like they used to do a lot of their shows, kind of like Powerpuff Girls. You know how they'd have like the bold outlined characters and almost like painted backgrounds.
Yeah.
Like it was a little bit like that.
See, that stuff always looks way better than like whatever 3D shit you throw out there.
But 3D is like cheaper and easier to make.
Is it cheaper nowadays to make 3D stuff?
Yeah.
Like seriously?
Just render it.
Yeah, it depends. Like obviously if you're doing like big budget movies, like the quality is a lot higher. So it's not necessarily cheaper in that sense. But you can, a lot of companies will hire like companies in other countries to do like 3D animation. That's a lot cheaper and that can get things made fast.
Fair enough.
Because you only really need like a computer and someone who can rig. But if it's anything like some of the old shows, they would have like actually painted or drawn backgrounds.
Well, a lot of the shows
they take longer to do.
Don't they do like shows nowadays where like they draw the characters, but then they like animate them in like a computer generated way? So you've got those 2D assets that someone's drawn, but then you can animate them.
That's more work though. There's still more work.
Or is it because you're not drawing like by frame? You're just kind of drawing a character and then animating on top of that.
I wouldn't really say it's more work. I'd say it's just a different tool of like doing it. Instead of drawing it frame by frame, like the computer can fill in some of the frames, but the actual animation, like of keyframing things, like working out the poses, that still needs to be done. A computer can't really do that.
Okay.
But then you have things like motion capture, and that is like you're hiring an actor and then just like copying their movements and stuff. That can put animators kind of out of work.
Well, because I know they use that for like video games and stuff, and for movies. Have they used it for like actual animation, like shows yet?
Well, for a show, I'm not sure for a show. I think it's normally just movies and stuff because I imagine it's quite an expensive thing to do Because you got like Planet of the Apes, like the best like
And-
motion capture actor is probably Andy Serkis, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like, he's amazing.
Because he's actually has a studio in London called the.
Let's rate it.
Pardon? What?
Nothing.
No, it's called the Illusionarium or something like that. It's a really cool place, and it's essentially just like a big mocap studio that like he does all like the motion capture stuff. You can like rent it out as like a game developer or as like a filmmaker. They made like a Planet of the Apes game on the PlayStation, like the ones that you can use with your phone.
Yeah,
and I think they did all the motion capture stuff there. It's a really cool facility. But
cool.
yeah, I wonder if it's used in that kind of stuff yet. But everything I hear from like the video game side of things, they always do the motion capture, but then they bring someone in to like keyframe and kind of tidy it up because it's still not 100% yet. So I guess you still need.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of using the motion capture as like a really good reference of then like, you know, you can then change if you want them to smile a bit more or not blink at a certain point. I've seen like footage of like short films, someone shooting a gun and they've hired someone to literally take out a blink, like because they blink when they shoot the gun and they wanted them to look more cool. So like you get people whose their jobs are like literally to keep someone's like eyes open.
So what we're saying is, Andy Serkis, can we use your studio, please? I'm trying to make this really sick anime.
Yeah.
We could just use his equipment. We do live action anime.
What is your sick anime?
Anime with motion capture?
Yeah, man. I'm making the new breed of anime.
New breed of anime.
All right, elevator pitch. What's your anime?
Imagine Totoro fighting Goku.
Okay.
And that's the anime.
So the whole thing is just them fighting.
It's just I mean that's going to be the end arc.
Okay.
The arc's going to be Totoro finding himself as Totoro with Naruto.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
Can you really call this your own anime if it's not your own characters?
It's my own anime because it's going to be a crossover. I'm going to go talk to all the people and be like, hey guys, let's make an anime together.
Sully,
can I pinch your characters?
Yeah.
You're walking into fanfic territory again, mate.
Hey man. and then Light from Death Note comes.
Oh god. Why don't you just kills them all by writing their names? That's the
I
one anime I've seen.
I thought Light was the good guy.
I don't know.
I've only watched one episode of that show.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because you got
it's amazing. You've got L and you've got Light.
Light, yeah. So
L and Light aren't the same person?
They're not the same person.
So like, what? Light's the main guy, the guy with.
He's a
Death Note,
sadist.
and L is like the investigator.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good show. Like, I'm not a big like anime person, but Death Note, it's like a set amount of episodes. It's not like a crazy long running thing. It's all on Netflix.
I've watched the first episode and I just haven't gone back. I did like what I watched. I just never got around to watching it.
It's one of the few that actually kind of kept me interested.
Yeah.
Like, don't watch the Netflix movie. I didn't think it was very good personally, but
yeah, I've heard mixed reviews on the Netflix film.
So my reboot. Going back to that.
Yeah.
Blues Clues, motherfuckers. Let's bring that back.
Blues Clues.
Make that a rated R Blues Clues.
So it's not for kids.
Not for kids. So rated R Blues Clues.
Well, so Blues just kind of like falling on hard times.
Yeah, Blues on hard times. He's trying to make his money back.
The house is a crack den now.
Yeah, man. I don't know his name. The guy in the stripy shirt. I think his name was the guy in the stripy shirt. Anyway, in the show.
Wasn't there a talking moon, or am I thinking of something else?
That's the one with the bear.
That's Big Blue.
That's a bear in the big blue house.
Something.
Not Blues Clues. And the salt and pepper shakers are going to be there. And like,
but it's no longer full of salt.
Which one's Blues?
It's crack and black tar heroin.
Oh, really going for it?
Yeah, man. The green guy's lost it because he's been talking to a dog his whole life.
Yeah, who was imaginary.
Yeah, exactly. But no, Blue's real.
Blue's real.
But he's a dog that's been dyed blue.
So it's just like a little chihuahua that's like he has to keep dipping in like blue
exactly. Yeah. So like he's trying to get his revenge.
What, the dog?
Yeah, because obviously if you're a dog, you're gonna be dipped in blue paint all the time. And the green guy's in a crack den. He might be a dealer. Not quite sure though. That's for Nickelodeon to figure out.
Oh, it's still Nickelodeon?
Yeah, Nickelodeon's to make it.
We're not going like Adult Swim. We're going
Nickelodeon's making it.
One Blue just kind of walks in and him getting his revenge is kind of like giving him a bit too much crack.
Yeah, man. He's got
OD in him.
I feel like you keep taking these kids shows into a really dark place.
I mean, I'm not making it for the kids. I'm making it for me.
Oh, it's nostalgia quality.
Yeah, exactly.
You're doing the sequel. You're not doing the reboot.
I mean, it's still going to be called Blues Clues, but the clues are investigating a murder.
Ooh.
Basically, do you want Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared? Have you seen that
Don't
on
know
YouTube?
what that is, but that
Have you
sounds
not
scary,
seen
and I'm not
Never.
going to do
Okay,
it.
right. After this, you need to go
No,
watch
it
Don't
sounds
Hug Me, I'm
scary.
Scared. It
Don't
is
wanna-
scary,
No, I'm not doing it.
but it's essentially what you're describing.
I
So
refuse.
it's like done in a kids show, like bright colors, puppets, and they're like, let's learn about colors. And then like a little notepad comes to life and sings a song about colors. And one of them's like, my favorite color is green. And they're like, no, wrong. And then it just gets like really
I think
fucked
I've
up as
seen
it goes
this.
on. And then it's like starts, it's very interesting. There ends up being like fake like hearts and blood and like,
Is this the same?
it gets really grim. But it's done in a kiddie show. And as it goes on, it just gets worse and worse.
Is it the same as that Too Many Cooks thing?
Too many cooks. Too
That-
many-
I don't know that.
Yeah, and then
that's really good.
the kitchen sets on fire and they're all killed. It's crazy.
Like the whole idea of like this little like skit is like too many producers
Yeah.
on anything fucks up a show.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it starts off with one concept, and then they keep like introducing actors and producers, and it just gets weirder
Yeah.
and weirder. It's like a whole like 5-minute,
Yeah.
basically an intro section to like a sitcom. It just gets
Okay.
super weird. It's really funny.
Maybe that's kind of similar.
Mm.
I don't know. I'd have to watch it. But Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is like kind of like artsy. I don't know if that's the right
Artsy.
word. I don't know. It's just like there isn't like a meaning behind each episode. There's one that's like about religion. And then there's like all these other like different things. And like the one about art is about how people controlling what other people can and can't do and stuff like that. But like you have to search for those meanings. Do you know what I mean? There is
Yeah.
like there's another whole fan thing online. Like each episode interlinks to another one. But they were self-funded as well. Like they made the first like few episodes, and then I think they put up a Kickstarter or something, and other people funded them to get the last like 3 episodes made.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually really cool.
Yeah, like
But it's very messed up.
yeah. Well,
But
that's
does
cool.
theirs have a blue dog that holds a Glock sideways and busts a cap?
Now he holds a Glock sideways.
Yeah.
What's he
I
holding it
know.
with? So that he doesn't have thumbs.
Just tapes it on.
Yeah,
Tapes it onto
probably.
his paw.
Or he gets another dog to pull the thing for him.
Where he
He's
just
got a
like
gang.
sticks one paw through it. And just kind
Yeah,
of
man.
like,
Where he's just really
Shame.
efficient with his tail.
Yes.
He just wraps it
There
around.
you go. See? Nickelodeon, if you're listening to this, hit me up.
I feel this
Golden
is more of a
ideas.
Netflix thing than Nickelodeon thing. Like I hope Netflix would actually give this shit a go.
But
Or Adult Swim.
Adult Swim
Yeah.
definitely would.
but
I think you're
Netflix
pitching
ain't
to the
doing.
wrong crowd.
But Netflix ain't doing too well. Correct?
Well, I mean,
Are they
actu-
not?
Well, no. So
I mean, as of late,
their stock fell a little bit.
it's because they're not making Blues Clues.
No, so like get this. So like, the article was like Netflix in decline, and like their stock falls 14%, which is still higher than it was at the beginning of the year,
I mean,
stock wise. And they are making more, like 6 times more money than they are. At the moment they've made 6 times more money than they did at this time last year. Yeah, they're in decline.
Yeah, I wouldn't
How
really
does that
say
work?
that's. I think
I mean,
it's like that's natural within
yeah, all
companies,
companies
isn't
do
it? To
that.
go up
yeah.
and down.
Yeah.
I don't really think you can say Netflix is in decline.
No,
Like they're massive.
But imagine if they made Blues Clues.
I think
Then
then they'd
they'd
be in
peak.
decline,
Then,
Oh.
then they'd go through the roof.
would they?
Yeah, they'd be like, Apple, pff, we got Blues Clues.
Also, is that like the audience that they're missing is kind of like the nostalgia?
Yeah, Blues Clues.
Blues Clues.
Did you hear
audience.
about how much Netflix like spends on its shows?
I think it was
Mm.
last year was 8 billion. This year's 9 billion.
Yeah, it's something crazy like that. That's a lot of money on like original shows and stuff.
They spend more money on their stuff than any other production place. Like that, full stop.
Yeah.
Like, Marvel spend less.
How many of that billion are they going to give me to make Blues Clues?
Maybe
my-
like $2,000.
And my Totoro Naruto Dragon Ball Z crossover.
I mean,
if
I
you
think
had to pick one, which one would you
Blues
pick to make?
Clues.
Blues Clues.
Blues Clues.
Blues Clues. That's more of a fleshed out idea.
What is it?
Okay,
Because it got some
interesting.
backstory to that.
Yeah. I wouldn't have to like license Totoro.
I don't think Netflix is going anywhere. I don't think Amazon Prime's going anywhere. I think at this
I'm
point,
not a fan of Amazon Prime.
really,
I don't know. I've got both. I've got Netflix and Prime.
Hmm.
Like Prime is really good, like next day delivery and all that
basically.
jazz. Like, and if you use Twitch, it's good for that as well.
yeah. I just realised that through Twitch Prime, we get a bunch of free stuff with
Yeah.
all the games that I'm playing. Which
You
is
get
great.
like free games and you get
Oh,
to
what?
subscribe to
Yeah.
like someone. Yeah, it's really good. I don't use Twitch, but my friend who I share it with he does. But I just never really find anything on Prime I like. Maybe I don't check it enough, but I don't like that you'll have ones that you can watch for free and then other ones that you
Yeah.
have to pay the rent. I don't feel like they're
Yeah.
separated very well.
Yes.
I find it very hard to find anything I'd want to watch.
I also feel like that's on purpose that they don't separate them. So you feel like,
Yeah.
oh no, all right, I get these ones
Yeah.
free. But I would
Suppose.
rather them just have it like completely split. Like this is what you can get, this is what you can't
yeah.
get. and go from there.
Because you're already paying for the service, so you don't really want to. Yeah. I know it's like you're getting a lot within the like deal, but you don't really want to be tricked into like buying something else, you know.
Listen, Jeff Bezos, you're worth $150 billion. Yeah?
Right?
Give me my movies for free. I just want to watch Paddington.
He now has more money than Bill Gates ever has.
Really?
Yeah, he is hands down the richest person in like existence or that we know of.
That's the time to make Blue's Clues.
Well, and then he's just going to plummet because he's getting all the monies.
Yeah, exactly. It's merchandise, Blue's Clues themed guns.
God.
Jesus. It's really hitting that American market.
Yeah, man. Untapped potential.
So, like, Jeff Bezos is, like, insanely rich now. Have you seen, like, pictures of him before Amazon or when he started up Amazon? And look at him now. He goes from, like guy in his basement to looking like Lex Luthor now.
He's jacked now.
A little bit.
Nice.
I'm not saying jacked, but, like, he looks way better. But he also... Now he's just constantly wearing leather jackets in every, like, picture I see of him. Where before he was just like hoodies and kind of like, I'm making Amazon.
Yeah, because he can afford these leather jackets now.
Maybe.
When you're rich, you have to get jacked.
You have to.
Yeah, I think it's getting like a club.
Well, tell Elon Musk that, because he's not jacked. He's just a bit...
But he's an evil genius, that's why. But he's
He's never got jacked.
But he's old.
Plus, I don't think he cares as much about like what he looks like.
Yeah.
He's all about like... I mean, and fair enough to him. He gives money.
He's about helping people. Hey, Bill, give me some money to make Blue's Clues. How about that?
No one's giving you money to make Blue's Clues.
I think someone might. I'll be honest.
You should make a pilot first.
Yeah,
that's true.
Hire an animator.
Hey, Amy.
Some money.
To make Blue's Clues for me.
Also, firstly, you need to get the rights to Blue's Clues.
No, but if I make it without the rights, then I'm like, hey, Nickelodeon, give me the rights.
Do they own the rights?
Don't be mad, I stole your
I don't
idea.
know. I'm assuming they've got the rights.
Well, actually, speaking of this kind of stuff, a few weeks ago, an Uncharted fan film came out with Nathan Fillion.
Ooh.
They don't have the rights, but they just flat out made it because it's a fan film. They're not making any money from it. You can do that kind of stuff. It's fucking brilliant. Like, actually brilliant.
Doesn't Nathan Fillion do the voice?
No.
Or am I thinking of the other one?
That's Nolan North.
The same thing.
Ah, no, they're not.
Just the same thing.
But didn't they put it on YouTube? I think it's a bit different if you put it... So if you did your show and you put it on YouTube, then it's normally not as big of an issue with right. Well, it's still going to be an issue, but like...
And if you don't monetize
it,
then...
No, I'm monetizing
it. Of course you are.
That's the thing. Did the Uncharted thing, did they monetize that?
I didn't have an ad before it, no. So...
Yeah, so that's... Like, it's fine if you do something like that and they're not... Like, you're not making any money from it. Then they don't have a reason to, like, sue you unless you're giving their brand a really bad name.
True.
No, but Blue's Clues won't give anyone a bad name because it's going to be a hit. I'm just going to get Grammys.
Dude, you're giving them a bad name by making Blues like this murdering crack addict.
It's character development.
Character development.
Yeah. He went from investigating pictures.
I don't know. Pictures.
Something about pictures.
Fruit, something.
To taking pictures of his dead enemies.
So does he always have the gun like attached to his tail?
I think now he is.
So it means if he ever gets happy, if you ever pet him and you're like, good boy, and he wags his tail too much, the gun could just go off.
Yeah. So that's why he's so dangerous.
Is that why he's always sad now, so he never shoots anyone?
No, he's not sad.
You just don't want to be good to the dog. You don't want to be like, good boy, because he might get excited and then he might shoot you.
He wouldn't be sad in the pilot, because obviously he's not killed the man with the green stripes.
Right.
This is spoilers for Blue's Clues. But
sure.
First, the pilot's going to be him killing him and establishing himself as a don.
Okay.
Amongst dogs.
What? And then and then it turns into like Isle of Dogs by the end of it.
Yeah, man.
Have you seen Isle of Dogs?
I haven't. It looks really good.
It's really nice. They had like a pop-up exhibition of all their puppets and sets, and it was amazing to see like all the like little rigs and characters. I didn't realize how like many were made in different sizes. So depending on the shots, you'll have like a really small version of the character and then like a much bigger version.
Oh, cool.
And
I
like,
didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really cool. And like to see that it was all like handmade and stuff. Like people have made these puppets and sets was very, very cool.
Just try and steal anything.
I did think about it. I really wanted to touch the puppets. I really wanted to try moving them to like see how like stiff they were or not. Because you know, like with stop motion, like each animator will get their puppet adjusted differently. So like the tightness of like the screws in the rig. Because some animators like them like really loose or some like them like quite strong.
Yeah.
Depends what you're animating as well. So I just wanted to pick one up and just like move it about. I'm like, how does this work?
Just play with it like it's an action figure.
It was super cool. If you haven't seen the movie, I would recommend it. Like, it is a really nice movie. It's just very pretty as well.
I'm really looking forward to seeing it. It went in and out of cinemas super quick, so I never got a chance to see it. But I'm waiting for it to pop up on like Sky Movies or Netflix, wherever it's going to go on, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I like the idea of it. I remember watching the trailers, and it kind of welled me up inside, which is very few like movies do that.
Yeah, I definitely think it's worth a watch. It was nice seeing in the cinema because it felt like a different type of film that you would kind of see in the mainstream like kind of cinemas and stuff. So it was nice. I do feel a little bit like I went there and there was a few kids who were in the cinema as well, and I don't really feel like they would have gotten as much out of the movie.
I don't think the marketing was very good. From what I saw, it almost looked like it was being promoted as a kids movie, but as in like there was nothing like Wallace and Gromit was stop motion and marketed as a kids movie, or just you assume it's a kids movie. This didn't do anything to distinguish itself as this is a Wes Anderson movie for grown-ups.
Oh, really? I don't know. I got a different impression. I don't think I ever really got the idea that it was going to be a kids' movie. I thought, okay, it's going to be one of these movies that is okay for kids to watch. But like when I went to the cinema and I saw parents who'd brought their kids, I just thought, I don't think they're going to enjoy it. Like they're too young to maybe get the same thing out of it. Like I do think you need to be a little bit older just to...
Does George Clooney's dog not make fart jokes?
I can't remember, probably.
Oh.
I mean, they're funny. Like it was a funny movie, but like the humor's kind of like quite dry at points. And I feel like when it's kids stuff and you try and make those jokes, they're a lot more in your face.
Yeah, they have to be like, subtlety doesn't really work so well on kids as it does on adults.
Yeah.
Because they're dumb.
Those dumb kids.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm sure there's some kids that are smarter than you, Sully.
That's true. Most.
Are you smarter than a 12-year-old? There is that show, isn't there?
No.
Isn't it a 10-year-old? Are you smarter than a 10-year-old? Did you ever watch that?
Probably not.
They were some smart 10-year-olds. I'm telling you now. Yeah. I think it was unfair.
Like scary smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I watched it. And I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. It makes me feel stupid. Turned it off.
Found some Blue's Clues.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Real Blue's Clues. And he's probably gonna have a car of sorts.
A car.
Yeah, like a pimp car.
Keep coming back to the show.
Yeah, I feel like you haven't actually got the idea. You're just developing it.
That's the through line for this episode.
I think you should do a drawing of the character with the gun. Your best drawing, and then put it up on your Instagram so everyone can see your concept idea.
Concept art.
Follow the SlapDuck podcast on Instagram to check out my Blue's Clues concept art.
There we go. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
I'm going to get someone to draw it for me.
No, you can't.
You got to do it yourself.
You have to do it.
I can't draw a dog.
Your best drawing of a dog.
I'm just going to trace the Blue's Clues dog and
then trace the Blue's Clues dog.
He's probably going to have like a snapback.
He's going to wear shades.
He's going to have shades. He's going to have scars as well.
Oh, nice.
Scars?
Yeah, man.
He's been through some shit since
Exactly. Knife fights with other dogs. And the cats will... He's going to have a cat claw mark across his face.
I was just thinking of scars. Do you guys have any scars?
No. Other than like a burn mark on my hand. Like it's like a really small one there. I know. It's from playing with matches as a kid. Yeah. Other than that, I don't really have any.
Do you not?
No.
I've got a story about my scars.
Go on.
Not the mental ones. Not those.
Not getting into those today.
Not today.
No.
The physical ones. I have scars on my forehead. I think you can't see them because they're hairline.
Okay.
We had a commemorative like plate thing on top of a cupboard. Me and my brother were fighting as kids. He pushes me into the cupboard. Plate shatters on my head.
Ooh.
And I'm busted open. I'm like, for my wrestling nerds, I'm like Ric Flair at any point in time where he's just bleeding everywhere. Probably actually wasn't that bad.
How old were you?
I don't know.
Like rough age?
3 or younger.
Like
really young.
3.
It was like before...
I was thinking like 10 or 12.
So was
it was before I was like sentient.
Oh, okay.
Like kids aren't like really sentient until like 3. Up until that point, it's like...
When was the last time you were around a 3-year-old, Sully?
Don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you haven't been around kids. You're just like, they're dumb, they're not sentient. Like, you think really highly
Kids
of kids.
Kids are adorable.
Wait, so their first 3 years, they're just like plants.
They're just
you
there.
can chop them down, it's fine. Harvest
just
them, it's
carry
all
them
good. But when they
around.
become sentient, then that's like...
What does a kid do for the first 3 years? It's like, oh, can I have some food? Nice. I want to watch some telly. That's about it. What else does a kid do?
They learn to like speak,
I
and
suppose.
walk. Like,
I mean, I started speaking
they copy
relatively
your
early.
facial expressions as well. You know, like when you have young kids, they say, like, based off who they're around when they're in those early stages, they'll mimic their facial expressions. So basically, every time you see a baby, pull a really stupid face, and it will grow up thinking that's how you smile. Like, you copy people's smiles. That's why a lot of people smile like their parents.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what you learn from a young age.
I'm so making my kid have a weird smile growing up.
I mean,
smile
that
like,
was naturally going to happen, let's be honest.
Hey, my smile is okay. It's very teethy.
Make it
but
do a really creepy smile.
yeah,
That's how your kid smiles.
I'll smile like the grimacing emojis, which is like really like square.
Yeah. Okay, kids are a bit dumb. Babies are really fun to make memes out of. Because just make like obviously, that's like, I'm tired all the time. I make really weird faces. So you can just take a photo of them, you can turn it into a meme. It's great.
That is true. They are good for memes, but
Send me your memes on Instagram at the SlapDuck podcast, like memes using your child.
send me pictures of your child, Sully.
Okay.
Doesn't sound
Yeah,
great.
please don't ask for like
please don't
pictures
send
of kids.
pictures of
Okay.
children to
Come
Sully.
Use a stock.
If you've got a funny photo, send it to
use
Sully.
a
but
stock
not of
photo
his kids.
that is readily available to everyone, so it's not weird, and meme it.
Or maybe you should put up a picture.
Oh yeah, that's
and
a
then
better
ask
idea.
people to caption it.
That's a much better
Instead
idea.
of receiving loads of different
That sounds
people's
safer.
kids.
That
I don't
sounds
think
better.
that's a good
that
idea.
sounds better. That's why you're here. You're smart. So
She's not a kid anymore.
we're gonna
She's
put-
smart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yay.
See, a child wouldn't have thought of that.
No.
A child would be like, oh yeah, look, funny photo.
Have you seen the thing on Netflix? What's the? I can't remember what it's called. It's basically kids helping out adults with their problems. I think it's called
cute.
With a Little Help.
Okay.
And they get like
funny.
celebrity guests on. What's the lady's name who plays Phoebe from Friends?
Oh shit.
Regina Phalange.
Is that her name?
No, that's like a
that's-
character that
Gonna
she,
say.
she makes up in Friends.
Yeah.
I was like, that feels really wrong.
It's Lisa Kudrow. She did a movie where she turned into a pig. Something like
Did she?
that.
What?
Someone turned into a pig in that movie.
That
Oh.
babe.
Oh, babes.
Anyway, she was on that show, and they have like maybe like 5 or 6 like kids between the ages of, I don't know, 6, 8 to maybe like 10, 12. And they all come out, and then they'll play like a little video of the actor or actress and their problem, and then the kids give advice on their issue. And some of the answers are very funny. Some of them are actually like pretty solid answers, but like, you know, when 6-year-olds kind of give you like life advice,
Yeah.
you just know you're going to get something entertaining out of it. So if you ever want something like lighthearted to watch, like I would recommend that.
Are they like real problems? Or
No,
like-
they're all clearly like staged and kind of
Okay.
dumbed down for the kids.
Yeah, of
Like they're
course.
not like
Like someone hasn't sent in like a therapy tape or something.
no, they're all like, oh, I said I'd go meet my friend for dinner or something, but I also said this to my other friend. What do I do?
Oh,
like,
Okay.
how do I keep them both happy? And then the kids' like answers are like,
Oh,
teleport to both or like something. Do you know what I mean? Like probably better advice than that. But
Yeah.
they come up with stuff, and it's quite cute, and they all like run out, and they have like a little slide in the stage and stuff. So
getting your TARDIS.
it's cute. So what I'm saying is kids could give you some pretty solid advice.
Not me as a kid though. I would give the worst advice. So when I was in nursery, they like set us all around, and a good few times they would be like, so if someone gives you candy from a stranger, what do you do? And everyone goes, oh, we don't take it. Don't get in the car, that kind of stuff. So like one of the times they said it to me, and I must have had way too much like sugar or something. So I like jumped up and went, I get my Batman costume, I put it on, and I'll kick him down. They told my mum about that, and they were like, what are you showing him at home? He was like, he just really likes superheroes. So I might not have been the best kid to be on this show. They sound a bit more sensible than me.
Yeah, maybe. But a lot of people are probably a bit more sensible than you, like.
I mean, that's the fun.
Do you know what Charlotte Luka would be good at? Being my Blue's Clues show. And we will discuss more about my Blue's Clues show next time. Because
we won't.
Yes, we
No,
will,
we
because
won't.
we've run out of time right now.
But we're not discussing
So
that again.
No.
remember to follow us on Instagram at SlapDuck Podcast on Instagram. Do you guys have anything you need to plug before we go?
Yeah. If you have any mail or anything, please send it into slapduckpodcast@gmail.com.
Keep it PG. Or
Yeah.
don't.
Like, I'd say send what you want, just don't make it illegal.
Yeah,
I
man.
think that's the best kind of policy.
Yeah.
Amy?
You can check me out on Twitter at HalumiCat. I sometimes, that's my Twitter name. Go check it out. I sometimes will post art or random things, or mostly just retweet funny things. Or videos of dogs. So if you want to check that out, you can always go follow me on Twitter.
And follow me on Instagram at Sully Iqbal. You probably can't spell that because I can't. So all of our links will be in the description of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And we have recorded this at the pod at White City Place. And remember, if you have any spare money, give it to me so I can make my Blue's Clues show.
Please don't do that. Give it to any other cause.
No.
Buy crack with
Give
it
it to
rather than do
charity.
that, please.
Yeah, or buy crack. That's good too.
Yeah, sweeter. all the noises.
Very noisy.
I'm going to kick that dog.
Did you say you're going to kick that dog?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, that's been recorded, I hope.
Yeah! Keep it in. It's fine. Dog's interrupting my session.
So you're going to kick it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.